Simple gluten-free bread made entirely from buckwheat flour. And yes, buckwheat is totally gluten-free because it's not actually a grain. It's just a seed that pretends to be one. This bread is hearty, nutritious, and surprisingly very easy to make. So let me just show you how. I start with 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast, and I keep the yeast in my freezer just so it stays good, and 1 1/4 cups warm water. I mix that up a bit, and then I add 1 tablespoon of honey. The honey feeds the yeast and helps the gluten-free bread rise a little bit because it doesn't have the gluten. Then I put that aside for about 10 minutes. While that is chilling out for 10 minutes, I take 2 cups of buckwheat flour. I just get mine from the bulk store. I'm sure you could get it at health food stores as well. I add 1 teaspoon of salt, and yes, in this case I measured my salt. And I add 1 tablespoon chia seeds, which helps with the bread consistency. You mix that all well, and then you will add your yeast and warm water mixture. And then you will stir it up until it forms a sticky dough. It's not going to look quite like bread dough, but it's going to be a sticky dough. Then you will add 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Again, mix that up really well until it looks sort of like dough. And then you will let it rise for about 45 minutes to an hour. I left mine to rise for an hour in this case. You can either use a clean kitchen towel or you can use the saran wrap to cover up the bowl while the dough rests. Next, I take a simple bread pan and I will put some parchment paper in it. I used olive oil to spray it, and then I just sort of rubbed the olive oil around with my hands. I mean, you can use a brush, but I'm gangsta like that, so I just use my hands. So now it's been about an hour. As you can see, the dough has risen slightly. It does not rise the way regular bread rises, but it did rise quite a bit. And then you will put it into your prepared loaf pan and kind of just smooth it out until it looks like a bread bun. It's not going to look perfect because, like I said, it's not dough. You're not using wheat, right? You're not using real flour, but you will make it look as good as it can possibly look, considering that this is gluten-free bread. So once you make it all pretty in your pan, you leave it there for another 20 minutes for the second rise. The second rise didn't really make much of a difference to me, but I mean, you're supposed to leave it for 20 minutes. So then I preheat the oven to 375 and then put the bread in for about 45 minutes. I was very excited to see the results, and when I took it out, I was pleasantly surprised that the bread actually looked cute. It was actually a very tasty bread, to be honest. It's not bread, like I said, but it is a good substitute for bread if you are gluten intolerant, or I'm not gluten intolerant, but wheat bothers me. So as a little substitute to bread, I really enjoyed this bread. And there are a lot of benefits to using buckwheat. It's actually has a lower glycemic index. It's more gut friendly. It has more protein than regular bread, and it had this like nutty consistency to it. I ate it with some cottage cheese here. The next day I ate it with some eggs, and honestly it kept me full for quite a long time. Follow me for more mom-friendly and kid-friendly recipes that fit real life. Enjoy!